Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. It means a lot if you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And today we have another fun one. So today we are going to be switching the tone up for 41 cast members. So I believe when this will drop, it'll be two days ago that I talked about Evie and her fiasco of a bio that had come out, and the comments that she had made in her bio about hating men. Go check that video out. It's in the top right corner right now. Very, very good video. We had very good, nice combos in the comments there. But I talked about that before, and now I want to flip the script and talk so positively about people because there's so many good people on the season, like genuine people that I like. Even the villains, even your Davids, I like all of them. Evie's the only person that I'm like, oh my god, like I don't want her to get far. Anybody else can get far. So I am going to talk about my personal favorite player right now. Sorry, one of my personal favorites because there's so many to choose from in Ricard. Now, Ricard is part of the LGBTQ community. He has a kid. He seems to be a very, very loving father who puts his kids first, which I can totally respect as a person and a human being. He seems to be just like a nice person overall. And really, what it is about Ricard is that him and Evie probably agree on a lot of things. It's just that Evie makes it her entire personality, and Ricard makes it not his entire personality, and instead his personality is his kids. His life is his kids, survivor, his husband, and stuff like that. And so Ricard, we're gonna look at 5 things. We are gonna look at his bio and go through the entire thing. I'll show you his interview that he had. I will show you what I personally love about him. I'll show you his downfall in the game, or at least his potential downfall in the game. I'll show you that I think that he's too much of a social threat in order to get super duper far in the game. And I'll show you his approximated placement, in my opinion, that he is going to get in the game. Let's get right into it. But before we do, 72% of you guys who watch this video aren't subscribed. Let's change that. It's easy and it's free. Thank you, Skylander, for making my thumbnails. It means so much. And thank you guys for clicking. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to show you his video that just came out on, I believe, EW, and it's his personal one minute little interview that he does. He answers several questions, and from there I'll read you his written bio answers to all of his questions, similarly to how I did for Evie, except because Evie's video isn't out yet, I couldn't show her video. But let's show you his video right now. It's a minute long. Have fun watching it, and I'll catch you on the backside of this one, telling you about his bio.
Hi, my name is Ricard. I'm a flight attendant and I live in Cedarville, Washington. I'm funny, I'm pretty, and I'm very perceptive. Being hard of hearing, I really pay attention to I don't know if rooms have auras, but what the aura of the room is. The thing I'm gonna miss the most from home, my husband, and my daughter Aurelia. She's only 1.5 years old. My strategy going into the game, I'm gonna be strong, but not too strong. I don't wanna be one of those people that, when we're getting closer to the merge, he's kind of buff, he has muscles, he can do all that stuff. Maybe we should get rid of him after merge. That's when beast mode, I'm winning everything. That's when I can really show my true colors. Because I wanna be the first brown, gay, hard of hearing winner. I just really want to be the first in that category, and that would be really special to me.
All right, so first I thought that I'd take a look into Ricard's bio. So there's, I believe, a full interview with Dalton Ross that Ricard did, but that one's very, very long, and it's less to the point. It's more about big, long paragraphs, which I don't think you guys want to listen to. So I'm going to give you his bio. So I'll read it not word for word off, but I'll get to the important stuff for you. So we have age 31 from Washington, blah, 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 his current residence. So he is a flight attendant. His hobbies are violin, running, and winter guard, which if someone could tell me what winter guard is in the comments, I'll pin your comment. There you go. Let me see. Pet peeves: being asked a question and then the answer being ignored. Definitely understandable there. What is the accomplishment that you're most proud of? I've always been willing to make a change, pick up and go. It makes me feel brave to know that I've changed my career when unhappy. And so he seems like a person who's willing to adapt really, really quickly, which is super, super important in this game. So I can definitely take notice of that. They say, what is something that we would never know from looking at you? He says, I am deaf in one ear, and I focus heavily on reading lips, and I am fluent in ASL, which for those of you who don't know, ASL means American Sign Language. He then continues on, and they ask him the past survivor that you would want to play like, and he says 4 words: Aubrey Bracco, but win, which is absolutely gold. I love that. I think that's like the type of answer you want. It's a short, quick answer. I don't really like the questions where they're like, "Oh, who do you want to play?" Because then you like put yourself in a box right off the bat, and then you kind of lose your sense of originality. Who's your hero and why? He says, "My husband Andy," and he goes on to be such a loving and caring partner, which is exactly what I like in the values of a person. Notice how in this part, Evie said, I'm not going to say the person, but she said a political figure. Let's just say that. Whereas he says his literal husband, like she doesn't give her mom, she doesn't give her dad, he doesn't even give his sister. She gives a political person. But of course, our favorite Ricard gives us what we want in his family member, the person who's been in his life his whole life. And yeah, and then he said, why do you believe that you can win Survivor? And he said that the ability to show kindness, but also not take certain attacks and situations personally, and then make people succumb to their emotions and get voted out, which is just, it's so smart and nice and mean at the same time, and it's the perfect balance of all of them, which I really, really like to see from him, because he seems like a genuinely good player, and on top of that, he seems like a genuinely good person, which is even more important. The difference between him and Evie is they're probably both good players, but he just seems like a better human being overall. He seems like a more nice and caring person. He seems to have more gratitude and respect, and doesn't take everything for granted. And he doesn't seem to be offended by a lot of stuff like Evie seems to be offended by. He doesn't have any he doesn't hate an entire gender. Okay. we not go off on a rant about Evie. Yeah, and so that's his bio. Now, moving on to the second thing, which is that what I personally like about him. So, as I had said before, I personally like that he has this care for his family and for his child that not a lot of other players, Evie, have, and it seems like he puts his values first while still being a good player at the same time, which is super, super respectable. And the next two things that I want to focus on kind of go together, even though they're completely different, just because it happens to fit him. So the first one is that his potential downfalls in the game, and his fourth one is that he's too big of a social threat. And I kind of answer my own question there, is that I feel like Ricard is going to be like your Sophie, where he's going to be strategically and socially in control and loved by like almost everybody on the entire cast, and he's gonna get to a point where he needs to go. Now he's not gonna be loved in like the Janet Carbon way. I think that's more of like Nasir's spot, where like everyone's gonna love those type of players who like aren't great players, but they're such good, like great human beings. I mean, even though he is, I don't think that's his role. Like he's not in a Lane or a Janet type of like, oh, they get picked off because they're going to get to the end with a great story. He would get to the end because he plays a great game and he has a good story. And that's why I think he doesn't even make it to 6 or 7 or even close to the finale. I think he probably goes out second or third into the merge. And I think that for him to have a chance, he's either just going to have a really strong lock on the game as far as picking up another tribe when he gets to the merge, like him hit like whatever's left of his Ua tribe, which in my opinion isn't going to be that much, and then also pick up like another tribe like the Luvu tribe if he can get with them and then outplay them when they get down to like whatever 6, 7, or 8 or whatever. Then I feel like he has a chance. But if that's not the case, I don't see him being able to maintain the social and strategical dominance that I think he's going to have early on. And so for that reason, that's his quote unquote downfall. And as to my last bullet, I just realized that I already said it, that he's going to be a early to mid merge boot. Probably like if they were to merge at like 12 or 11, he probably goes out 9th. I would give him as an overall placement. Obviously, this is all going off literally nothing and just kind of some small interviews. But I think that Brad is going to be a player that people want to come back because he's going to play a really good game strategically and be super likable and not fill that villain role, which is so vital to be like a likable person, but also be a good player, especially in this new school age of Cambodia, like returning seasons where you have your Jeremys, the people who are really good, but also really likable people overall. Yeah, that's it, guys.